In this class, we'll see some extra concept related to the Fourier series. This may not be directly useful to you in the examination, in the semester examination, but indirectly it will be useful. But for competitive examination, it will be mostly useful. Okay, so the topic is the nature of signal, and nature of Cn. Okay, nature of Cn in the sense complex Fourier series coefficient. Okay, nature in the sense a signal could be either even signal or odd signal. Once the signal is given, it could be either even or it could be either odd signal, and also the signal could be real and the signal could be imaginary. Similarly, even if it is odd signal, it could be a real signal or imaginary signal. That means whenever the signal is given, it could be of any one of these four varieties. That means the signal could be real and also even. Okay, the signal could be real and odd. The signal could be real. The signal could be imaginary and even. Okay, the signal could be imaginary but even. Again, the signal could be imaginary but odd. Okay, so the signal may be any one of these four varieties. Okay, again, it need not to be always to be on any one of these four varieties. Okay, because again, the signal could be neither even nor odd also. But if at all, if the signal falls under this category, we can easily predict what will be the nature of Cn. Okay, how the Cn will be, either the Cn will be real or even or imaginary or odd. Okay, so the Cn could be even nature or odd nature, or it could be real or imaginary. But in most of the cases, signal that we choose, okay, is x of t is real. Generally, we used to choose x of t as real. Again, that Cn could be either imaginary or it could also be a real. Okay, it could also be a real. So, but mostly we used to choose x of t as a real, but it doesn't mean that there is no imaginary signal. Okay, so for simplicity, we are choosing x of t as a real, but in reality, x of t could also be imaginary. X of t could also be a imaginary. So now we will have some table, some diagram. Okay, so that we can remember what is the relationship between the signal nature and that Cn nature. This is even, odd, even, then even, odd, even. This is real, imaginary. So that means what? If the signal is real and even, again, the Cn also will be real and even. Okay, suppose if the signal is real and odd, the Cn will be imaginary and odd. Again, if the signal is imaginary and odd, that Cn will be odd and real. If the signal is even and imaginary, then that Cn also will be even and imaginary. Okay, so this is the simple mapping, the relation between the simple mapping of the relation between the nature of the signal and also the nature of the Cn, Fourier series coefficient. Again, the same thing is applicable to even for the further process, that means in future we may be studying the Fourier transform, Laplace transform, or discrete time Fourier transform, or a discrete time Fourier series, something like that. There also we can extend these properties. Almost this is same for all the topics, all the further topics. That means mostly we'll be studying the topics, that will deal with how to go from time domain to frequency domain, time domain to frequency domain. Okay, so then we'll take simple example. Generally, we used to take real signal. Okay, already we have taken signal that is either even and odd, but all the signal that we have discussed is real. Okay, so if the signal is real and even, definitely the answer is also real and even. If the signal is real and odd, then the answer is also imaginary and odd. So just we will get some intuitive idea whether it is working correctly or not. Okay, so example. Okay, so I have taken a signal, real signal like this already. That means rectangular pulse train. Rectangular pulse train we have taken like this already. For this rectangular pulse train, this is T1, T1 here. This is minus T. Here this is plus T. For this rectangular pulse train, and again see this is a even signal. Okay, so the example that we are taking is even signal, but it is real. That means what? That the amplitude is real. Okay, there is no imaginary component in the amplitude. Okay, T and x of t. Okay, so what is Cn for this one? Cn is equal to a divided by n pi sine n omega naught t1. Okay, then what is the nature of Cn? Okay, the nature of Cn. Okay, to identify the nature of Cn, substitute, replace n by minus n. Okay, then we calculate a minus n pi sine of minus n omega naught t1. Okay, then that minus we can take outside, minus a divided by already minus n pi sine n omega naught t1. So minus minus cancel. Finally, we are getting C of n. Finally, we are getting C of Cn, C subscript n. Again, we know that whenever Cn is equal to C minus n, again, this is resembling what? This is resembling the uh, uh, even nature, because already we have discussed whenever we have a signal x of t, okay, if x of t is same as x of minus t, then that particular signal is a even signal. So same thing is applicable for any other expression. Okay, once if you replace the variable n by minus n, if the expression remains same, then that expression is the even expression. Okay, so again that Cn is even, and also see in Cn there is no imaginary component. Okay, all are real. Okay, all are real. So Cn is also real and even, real and even. So once if you take real and even signal, again the answer is also will be real and even. Okay, see if you take real and even, the answer is also real and even. Then we'll take another example. Example number 2, where we'll take the real, but instead of even, we'll take the odd signal, real and odd signal. Okay, we had a pulse train, something like this. It's like a square waveform. Okay, we had a square waveform like this. For this, we have written the exponential Fourier series already. Plus a minus a. This is t by 2. This is minus t by 2. Okay, what is the Fourier series expansion? That is Cn is equal to 2a divided by pi n j. Again, where n is only odd number, that means for n even number, the Cn is 0. Okay, that's okay, no problem. So now we'll try to find out C of minus n. C of minus n is equal to 2a divided by minus pi nj, that is equal to minus 2a divided by pi nj, that is minus C of n. Okay, so this C of minus n is equal to minus C of n indicates that this is odd. This is of odd nature. Okay, this is of odd nature. And also you see this expressions, you see this expression. Again, this expression consisting of j, that means imaginary. So once if we take real and odd, then the answer will be imaginary and odd. The answer will be imaginary and odd. Real and odd gives imaginary and odd. Okay, so real and odd gives, if something is going wrong, please wait a bit. Okay, so we are taking real signal and also it is odd, then we are going here, then this is odd but imaginary. Okay, odd and imaginary is correct one. So real and odd will give imaginary and odd. Okay, so next we'll see some extra concept. Okay, that is whenever we write the Fourier series expansion, sometime we go from summation n minus infinity to plus infinite. That means all n. Okay, sometime we go from only for odd values of n. Most of the time we we write only odd values of n. That means in that expression, if you substitute even number of n, then that coefficient will be 0. Sometimes we used to write like this: odd values of n. Okay, so again there is some classification here. Why sometimes the n is going from minus infinity to plus infinity? That is simply all values of n, but some other times it's having only odd number of n values. Okay, so the concept here is comes under the off wave symmetry. Off wave symmetry. So far we know only two types of symmetry. One is even symmetry and odd symmetry. Now we are going to see one extra symmetry, that is off wave symmetry. Okay, so if the signal is having off wave symmetry, then definitely in the Fourier series expansion, it consists of only odd values of n, So that means we should know how to check the off wave symmetriness of the signal. Once if the signal is given, how to identify whether the signal is having off wave symmetry or not. Okay, if you identify properly, okay, before finding out, before proceeding the questions, if you try to identify this, again you are making sure that finally in the expression the n consists of only odd values. Okay, so that kind of cross check you can do. Once if you know these things, that kind of cross check you can do in the examination. So next, the topic is off wave symmetry. Is symmetry. Okay, if the signal is having, if the signal satisfies these properties, okay, x of t is equal to minus x of t plus or minus t by 2. Again, you see here, this is something similar to odd signal, but instead of, again you are providing some shift also here. Okay, whenever minus comes for odd signal, but you are providing some extra shift. That shift is also not a complete shift, because for a periodic signal, if you make complete shift, again that will produce same signal only. So but off shift, okay, you are providing off shift where t naught is the time period of the signal, fundamental time period. Okay, then once if the signal satisfies these properties, that means originally you are having signal, you apply some operation, again the signal remains same. What is the operation that you are applying? You are applying the shifting, either right shift or left shift, no problem, you can apply any one. And then you are applying amplitude reversal. Then after that, if you get the same signal, then that means the signal is having off wave symmetry. Again, suppose we assume that the signal is satisfying these properties. Okay, so here we are doing two process. one is shifting, another one is amplitude scaling. Now, what happens when you do the shifting? Say, for example, if you are having x of t, you are getting Fourier series coefficient as Cn. If you have x of t minus t naught, that means you are doing time shifting for a original time domain signal. Then what will happen to the Fourier series coefficient? What will happen to the Fourier series coefficient? Okay, see here now we are not discussing about what is Orpheus symmetry, but in the Orpheus symmetry we are having shifting. So that's why we should also know what happens when you shift your original signal, what happens to the Fourier series coefficient. Then only we can form some relationship here. Again, very quickly we can calculate, say, suppose if x of t minus t naught is your original signal, then what is the corresponding x of omega? Again, we cannot call it as x of omega. This is something new because whenever, sorry, not x of omega, this wait a bit. So whenever x of t is there, we are getting Cn. Again, whenever x of t minus t naught is there, we'll get something new along with Cn. Again, what is our formula in general? X of Cn is equal to 1 by t integration 0 to t, okay, x of t e power minus j omega naught t naught dt. So here, wherever t is there, you replace with t minus t naught, okay, in this expression, because instead of x of t, we are having x of t minus t naught. Wherever t is there, you replace with t minus t naught, t minus t naught. Then you will get some new new value. That value I'm writing here directly now, but if time is there, we will discuss it separately. That is the properties of Fourier series. Okay, see, when you already Fourier series is there, when you do this kind of operation, what will happen to the Fourier series coefficient? That and all, if time is there, we'll discuss separately. Okay, so now I'll write directly. So once if you apply the shifting e power t minus t naught, then your Fourier series coefficient will be multiplied by e power minus jn omega naught t naught. Okay, see, already you know e power j and omega naught will be there always, and apart from that, you are getting t naught. So instead of t, you are getting t naught because you are applying this shift. You are applying this shift here, and also will come. I think. Okay, so you are applying this shift. So it's very simply you can remember shifting in one domain is exponential multiplication in another domain. So anyway, we'll discuss those things in properties, okay, in the separate topic under properties. But just at this moment, you try to know shifting, time shifting on one domain is exponential multiplication in the other domain. Time shifting in one domain is exponential multiplication in the other domain. Okay. So now, once if you apply the shifting again, our Fourier series coefficient is modified like this. But instead of t naught, what is the shift that we are applying? Capital T naught by 2, where capital T naught is the time period of this signal. Okay, so then what happens? X of t minus t naught by 2 means Fourier series coefficient Cn e power minus jn omega naught t naught by 2. Okay, so if you operate this separately, omega naught t naught by 2, okay, that will be like pi, because omega naught you can replace with the 2 pi by t naught. Okay, 2 to cancel, t naught cancel, pi you will be getting. Okay, so now what you are getting? Cn e power minus jn pi. Okay, so now we take this expression x of t is equal to minus x of t plus or minus t naught by 2. Now we know if you take Fourier series coefficient for x of t, that is Cn, and also we know what is the Fourier series coefficient for this one. This already we have calculated, and one extra minus is there, minus Cn e power minus jn pi. Okay, then Cn cancel. Okay, then if you take this term this side, 1 plus e power minus jn pi is equal to 0, then 1 plus minus 1 whole power n is equal to 0. This is a very important result. Okay, but see, 1 plus minus 1 whole power n is equal to 1. Say, for example, if you substitute n is equal to odd number, I think we made a mistake. Yes, this is 0. So 1 plus minus 1 whole power n is equal to 0. If you substitute n is equal to odd number, then this may be satisfied. But if you substitute n as a even number, you cannot satisfy this relation. So that means what? The signal, if the signal is satisfying the Orpheus symmetry, because we are assuming that signal is satisfying this Orpheus symmetry. Once if the signal satisfies this Orpheus symmetries, again we are getting some condition. If this condition has to be true, okay, what is that condition? 1 plus minus 1 whole power n is equal to 0. If this condition has to be true, then n is only odd, because this condition is not true whenever n is even number. That means once if the signal is of nature Orpheus symmetry, definitely in the Fourier series expansion, that expansion consists of only odd values of n. That means odd harmonics. Okay, so what is the conclusion? Conclusion is, if the signal is Orpheus symmetric, if the signal has Orpheus symmetry, then n is only odd. N is equal to only odd. In the Fourier series expansion, n consists of only odd number. That is, what do you mean by odd? That is odd harmonics. Odd harmonics. What do you mean by that? N could be plus or minus 1, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 5, something like that. Okay, so if the signal is having the Orpheus symmetry, then in the Fourier series expansion we will have only odd values of n. Is the odd values of n, that is the odd harmonics. And then next, suppose if the signal is already an odd signal and also it is following the Orpheus symmetry, that is also possible. Okay, either the signal could be either even or odd, or neither even or odd. But suppose if the signal is odd and also if it is satisfying Orpheus symmetry, okay, then the Fourier series expansion consists of, we know that whenever the signal is odd, it consists of only sine term. Okay, the Fourier series expansion consists of only sine term, and also if it is satisfying the Orpheus symmetry, that means what? It consists of only odd harmonics of sine term. It consists of only odd harmonics of sine term. Okay, so in future, if you see some signal, if it is satisfying both Orpheus symmetry and odd properties of odd symmetry, then it consists of only sine term, but only with the odd harmonics, So now we'll see some simple example, okay, for a signal to satisfy both odd and Orpheus symmetry. Example for odd and half wave symmetry, HWS, half wave symmetry. Again, already we have taken a signal like this. This is T by 2, T x of t. Okay, already we have a signal like this. Okay, for this signal, we are also having the Fourier series coefficient. Okay, for this signal, what is the Fourier series coefficient? Cn is equal to 2a divided by pi nj. The 2n is only odd. N is defined only for odd, because if you put n is equal to even number, then that would have been 0. Okay, that's why we mentioned like this. Okay, the Cn is valid only when n is odd. Then what is the meaning of that? When you put n is equal to even, that Cn value is 0. Okay, so that means what? This is having some Cn Okay, and also it is defined only for odd numbers, only for odd values of n. So that means this signal has to satisfy the uh, Orpheus symmetriness. The signal has to satisfy the Orpheus symmetriness. But because we have written in terms of Cn, we cannot distinguish that sine and cosine term and all, sine and cosine term. Suppose if you would have written the trigonometric Fourier series coefficient, okay, again we can visualize this, okay, because of this odd signal. This is a odd signal, okay. If you calculate an bn for this, then you can visualize this nature, that is the signal is odd signal. Whenever the signal is odd signal, okay, it consists of only sine term, okay. Sine term means, I think this consists of only bn, coefficient bn, okay, and that too in bn is valid only when n is odd, okay. So if you have time, you just try to find out an and bn for this one, then just verify. Okay, so now we'll try to prove that this signal is a half-wave symmetry signal. This signal is a half-wave symmetry signal. So for that, we have to first find out the shifting. That means x of t minus t naught by 2. Okay, if you apply x of t minus t naught by 2 for this diagram, that means you either do the shifting towards right or towards left by the factor of t naught by 2. Okay, so then the diagram goes like this. Okay, once if you apply the shifting, the diagram goes like this. Okay, then again amplitude reversal means just reverse the amplitude. Okay, I am introducing one minus x extra minus x t of t naught by 2. Then that means you flip this diagram with respect to x-axis, then you'll be getting this one. So if you observe carefully, this diagram and this diagram is same. Okay, that means what? X of t is same as minus x of t minus t naught by 2. Again, you can apply either minus here, and also plus is also allowed. Okay, even if you do the shifting towards left and again you apply this operation, then also you'll get the same diagram. So that means this signal is satisfying the half-wave symmetrinous nature, Then next one. In the next example, we'll take a even plus half-wave symmetry. A signal is even and also it is half-wave symmetry. Suppose if the signal is even, it is satisfying even symmetry and also the half-wave symmetriness. We know that whenever the signal satisfies the even symmetriness, it contains the Fourier series coefficient contains only cos term. The Fourier series coefficient contains only cos term. And also if it is satisfying the half-wave symmetriness, it contains only hard harmonics of cos term, And one more thing you can visualize here. The formula is like this: see, x of t is equal to minus x of t plus or minus t by 2. Okay, so the signal could be either even signal or odd signal, no problem. But the signal is somewhat resembling the something is equivalent to, just for understanding, I'm telling this is something equivalent to something like this. It is something resembling like this structure. If you forget about this shifting, it is resembling this one. Okay, or otherwise, it is something. It is somewhat resembling the odd nature of the signal in general. This equation, don't confuse with this even. Okay, this is something resembling odd. Again, you know that whenever you have an odd, definitely the average value is 0. So what I'm telling, whenever the signal satisfies the half-wave symmetriness, definitely the average value is 0. If you want to satisfy the half-wave symmetriness, the average value is 0. But even if the average value is not 0, that time also we can try to simulate the Orpheus symmetriness. That I will try to illustrate with the help of the example, with the help of. And remember one thing, whenever the signal is even, we have seen that the average value could be 0, may be 0 or may not be 0. Whenever the signal is of even nature, the average value may be 0 or may not be 0. But if you want to strictly satisfy the Orpheus symmetriness and also even nature, then the average value is 0. But even if it is not 0, we will try to get Orpheus symmetriness by applying some operation, okay, by applying some ideas. Okay. So now, first, without getting confusion about the average value, okay, we'll take the even signal, okay, that satisfies the Orpheus symmetriness. Then we'll see whether it is providing the hard harmonics of cosine terms or not. So we take the triangular signal, which is of even nature, and also it is following the Orpheus symmetriness. Okay, this is the signal which is following the even symmetry, and also it is of Orpheus symmetry that we are going to prove now. Already we have seen this problem. For this problem, the answer is Cn is equal to 4 divided by n square pi square, and that it is defined only for odd values because it will satisfy the Orpheus symmetriness. We'll see whether it satisfies or not. Okay, now what is the time period of this signal? If you see carefully, the time period of this signal is t is equal to 2. The time period of this signal is t is equal to 2. So that means I have to apply x of t minus t naught by 2. Okay, that is x of t minus 1. Why am I applying 1? Because I have to shift by the factor of t naught by 2, where t naught by 2 is 1. Once if you shift this diagram by 1 unit towards right or left, okay, then what will be the answer? Okay, then if you observe carefully, the answer goes like this. Okay, the answer goes like this. Okay, just I'm shifting this by 1 unit. Okay, by 1 unit. That means what? This value will come here. So that's why this value I am mapping here. Again, this value I am mapping here. Okay, this value I will map here. So, okay. So then you apply minus sign here. So one more minus sign if you apply, that means minus of x of t minus 1. Then if you observe carefully, again you will get the original diagram. Okay, you try to do it yourself. Okay, you'll get the original diagram. So that means what? I am satisfying this formula. Okay, x of t is equal to minus x of t minus t naught by 2. You can put either minus or plus here, no problem. That means I am satisfying the Orpheus symmetriness. This diagram satisfies the Orpheus symmetriness. That's why I am getting Cn only for odd values of n. And also it is even. Okay, once if it is even, what is the nature of this one? Okay, it is even and real. Okay, if real and even, then again the Cn also real and even. Yes, we are following that also. And also it consists of only cosine term. Okay, see, we are having Cn like this. Cn is equal to 4 divided by n square pi square, where n is defined only for odd number. Already we are having relationship like the Cn is equal to an minus jbn divided by 2. Then what is an? A is real part of Cn, 2 times the real part of Cn. So that means what? It consists of this term with some modification. Then what about bn? Bn is 0 because there is no imaginary term in Cn. So that means our answer consists of only an. If an is there, with which we'll map with an sin n omega naught t. That means the Fourier series expansion consists of only cosine term. Okay, because this signal is even signal. Once if the signal is even signal, it contains only cosine terms, and also it satisfies the obvious symmetry, so it contains only odd harmonics of cosine term. And very clearly here, what is the average value of the signal? That means what is the C naught for this signal? That also we already derived. The C naught for this signal is 0. That means area over one time period is 0. That we have already discussed. What is the area under this triangle? Okay, that is 0. Okay, area under this triangle is 0. So that is C naught is equal to 0. That means average value is also 0 here. Okay, so here average value is 0. So we are satisfying all the properties. Okay, once if the signal is of even and off symmetry nature, we have to get only cosine term and also odd harmonics only, and also average value is 0. Okay, sometimes the signal may not have, again see, whenever the signal is of odd nature, whether we like it or not, always the average value of the signal is 0. Always average value of the signal is 0. But whenever the signal is of even nature, the average value may be 0 or may not be 0. But for opposymmetriness, it has to be 0. But what to do if the signal is not having the average value as 0? Then how to find out? Okay, so we will take some other example where the signal is even, but the average value is not 0. Suppose the signal is given like this. That topic we will call it as a hidden symmetry. Okay, hidden symmetry. When we call it as a hidden symmetry, we will call it as a hidden symmetry when the DC value is not 0. Whenever the DC value is not 0, but if you apply some operation carefully, then it will satisfy the off-phase symmetriness. Okay, the signal will not directly satisfy the off-phase symmetriness because of non-zero DC value. But if you carefully observe, okay, if you do some operation, then we can get this nature. Say for example, if the signal is like this, okay, some new signal, I am calling this signal as y of t. Okay, this signal is having nature like this. Okay, so again, if you try to apply this formula, x of t minus plus or minus t naught by 2, definitely you cannot satisfy this relation with L. Okay, once if the waveform is like this, okay, again, I am using x here. Okay, so no problem. You can use y also. Okay, so again, this is the formula for off-phase symmetriness. But once if the diagram is like this, you cannot satisfy this equation relationship. Again, we may conclude that the signal is not having off-phase symmetriness, but off-phase symmetriness is there, but in the hidden manner. So what I will try to do, okay, I'll try to modify this signal. Okay, so that y of t, I will write in terms of constant plus x of t. Y of t, I will write it as constant plus x of t. If I remove that constant, okay, some constant value is there. Okay, once if I remove that constant, again the diagram will go down. Okay, the diagram will be modified like this. See, the diagram will go down. It goes like this. Okay, so this is x of t. Okay, what I'm telling, some constant is there. Okay, say constant is some constant value. If you add x of t with this constant value, then you will get this diagram. Okay, but if you remove this constant, then you will get this diagram. Okay, so but x of t satisfies the off-phase symmetriness. X of t will definitely satisfies the off-phase symmetriness. So already y of t is equal to constant plus x of t, constant plus x of t. So the constant will be there. What is the nature of x of t? It is satisfying off-phase symmetriness and also the even nature. Okay, so that means odd harmonics of cosine terms. Odd harmonics of cosine term. So just when we look the signal directly, it may look like it is not satisfying off-phase symmetriness, but off-phase symmetriness is hidden here. Okay, it's because of the constant. Okay, once if you remove that constant, then observe the signal, then it will satisfy the off-phase symmetriness. Okay, so that's why finally we can write the Fourier series coefficient for y of t like this. Okay, it consists of some constant and also hard harmonics of cosine term. So that's why even if the average value is not zero, we have to try to satisfy this relationship. Okay, you remove the constant, then try to apply this formula. Okay, then if it satisfies, then that average value will be non-zero, but again it will be satisfying these conditions, so that we can write the expression like this. Okay, so the same hidden symmetry. Now the hidden symmetry example is with respect to even signal. The same hidden symmetry can also be in the odd signal. Another example for hidden symmetry in the odd signal. Suppose if the signal is given like this. Okay, signal is given like this. Again, if you apply that Orpheus symmetriness formula, definitely it will not satisfy. Okay, definitely it will not satisfy. You try to apply directly, it will not satisfy. Okay, x of t is equal to minus x of t plus or minus t by 2. Directly it will not satisfy. But once if you remove that DC term, because DC is there here. Okay, so this signal, okay, for clarity we'll take it as a y of t. Okay, y of t, this is also y of t. So directly it will not satisfy that Orpheus symmetriness relationship. But if you write y of t as a dc plus x of t, okay, that means what will be the nature of x of t? X of t will come like this. Okay, then you just find out what should be the constant value, because once if they give these values, then we can easily identify what is that constant value. Then we can get x of t. Okay, x of t. Then here for this x of t, definitely it will satisfy the Orpheus symmetriness, and also it is odd signal. So the answer consists of DC as well as hard harmonics of sine term. Hard harmonics of sine term. So whenever in the exam, if you are getting questions like this, okay, so definitely you are going to get some answer. Let it be Cn or An or Bn. Okay, you parallelly try to verify these properties. If at all, either it is satisfying Orpheus symmetriness or not. Again, the DC may be zero or DC may not be zero. Okay, if DC is not zero, try to remove the DC. Then look for the conditions. Look for this condition. Okay, if it satisfies, then it consists of DC as well as the hard harmonics of sine term. Okay. Thank you.